22-year-old Judith Amanya from Luzira has lived in Kampala for the rest of her life. She has been a radio presenter, worked in a non-government organization, been a maid, but says out of them all, she prefers being a taxi conductor.
So I shouldn't advise my fellow friend to do as a housemaid.
She begins her day as early as 5:30 in the morning to the job that requires a lot of talking and persistence.
Work is 50-50.
She has been a conductor for 2 years, which to her is enough experience to tussle it out with the male conductors, who at most times call people louder than her.
I wish I could get some better job. I can't leave this.
Although she loves her current job, some people disdain what she does.
So there was a man who was seated close to a conductor's seat and spied at me like, how was that day akuzara? Yeah, is that demo, you know the thing. I really felt like crying. I felt so small. One thing I told him that it's not a curse. And I'm better than your daughter who's doing prostitution.
Despite these challenges, she remains focused although she has no permanent vehicle to work in. Calling on passengers, her head never stops popping through the window until the taxi gets full. Judith, the mother of a 2-year-old girl, manages to save 4,000 shillings every day, from which 2,000 is for the baby and 2,000 for rent, totaling to 120,000 shillings of monthly savings. But as I chatted with Judith, she revealed to me one secret, which she feels it is high time everyone got to know, especially the youth.
I'm living positive. I was affected with a friend.
Judith contracted HIV/AIDS when she was 14 years old, which prompted me to ask how she got it.
Because I had early sex, I won't deny it.
According to Judith, there are still many youths who are stubborn and do not want to take the advice offered by their parents, like she was, and if they are not careful, the same might befall them. Peer pressure is what drove her to be experimental, to an extent that she scorned her mother's advice.
After doing the wrongs that I did and sat down, thought of what my mom said, I've just realized that yes, and right now I'm saying like I'm enjoying mob life, and I only wish I was living that negative life. That's it.
She's now living a positive life and blames herself for the mistakes made. But even if some people continue to despise what she does, there are some jobs that she says she can never resort to.
I did prostitution.
But she eats about 8,000 shillings worth of food every day to remain strong.
Because I have to eat well. Because one day I'm going to die.
But as she works, there are some touchy men who never leave her alone. Judith says she could have made wrong choices in her life, but she remains an insurmountable example, working in a field that is dominated by men. And to her, if all goes well, the sky is the limit.
If God wishes, I don't know if I can get married. If God wishes, God.
She works until late and keeps changing stages. This time, she is on Ginger Road, Kireka. She will try her best to ensure that she rakes in all the shillings for the night before retiring. It is around 10:30 p.m. She now goes for her usual trip to Luzira. And at around 11 p.m., she retires home. She is comfortable staying in a ghetto dominated by men. She rents one room at 50,000 shillings with the roof slightly above her height. She has no power in the house, but her source of light is the candle, which is less than half gone. The light is on, and after a long day of talking and hustling, the first thing she does is to replenish by taking some Septrin tablets, which are her major source of survival. She also looks through her album and reminds herself of the days where many of her friends stood by her, but she now strives alone to live a better life. Judith prepares what to wear for the next day before she sleeps and will continue with her routine job to earn a living, which remains uncertain. Her message to the youth: early age fun is short-lived, but nonetheless needs to be enjoyed responsibly. Sudil Biarhanga, NTV.